folks, Mrs. Hines here today. I'm going to show you how to make a Scratch account. First, if you could please use Google Chrome. It has this symbol on the bottom. Once you log into Google, you can get to your Google Drive, everything all the apps through the waffle. So if you could sign into that, that would be great. And then you're going to start a new tab, and you're going to go to scratch.mit.edu. So if you take a look up here, that's the website that you're going to go to. It's a web-based platform, so it should work on a desktop, laptop, tablet, portable device. You're going to join Scratch. And if you would please use the format of your graduation year. So if you were born, or if you're in 6th grade rather, this year it will be 24. Your last name and your first initial. So I'm going to make one for Jameson. So his would be 24 Hines J. Choose a password. Choose a password that you'll remember. Don't let anyone else know your password unless they're your parents or a guardian. But don't share passwords with friends. And make it something that you can remember. So if you want to write it down on your password sheet, or if you want to just make it something that you can rote memory. So the next, you're going to put your birthday down. So when were you born? Make sure you pick the right year. You're going to say that, what gender you are, and then your country. United States is right up front. So if you want to hit next. Then you're going to put your parent or guardian's email here. So if you know your iCloud account, if you know your phone, the email that's hooked up to your parent's phone, that would be number 1. If not, you can use your school, which is your CAI number, so your school number at scolony.org. So, for example, at the symbol, so you do that by holding the Shift key and number 2, and then scolony.org. You're going to have to confirm that email address again. And then you'll hit next. You don't want to say receive updates from Team Scratch. You don't need that. Once you hit next, you'll be able to sign in. I'm not actually going to make one for Sage today, so I'm just going to sign in under Jameson's. So once you're in, you can start creating right off the rip, or if you want to explore other people's Scratch things. If you do explore, just make sure you keep it grade level appropriate. And make sure you say see inside so you can try to decode how they created their animation. So to start off in Scratch, you'll hit create. You might have to click here to enable Adobe Reader, but I've done that in the past. So once it loads, just a really quick crash course here, you'll have sprites. Those are your characters. They perform on a stage, which is the backdrop. You can import different sprites here. It says new sprite, so you can choose from a library. You can draw your own, you can upload one, or you can take a picture. You can also do the same for the stage, so you can pick something from the library, draw your own stage, pick one from a file, or take a picture. Your sprite performs on the stage and it follows a set of scripts. The blocks for your script are set up so that whatever it is, it's color-coded, so all the motion blocks are blue. How you change how you look, how you say things, how you have your characters think, or even show and hide, that's all under looks. Under events, you're going to need the green flag. To begin your program, you do that by choosing the green flag. So this is a critical step. Or you can have it wait for a broadcast, wait for a certain key to be pressed for events to happen. And then under control, you might want to use the forever, the if-else statements, if you're waiting for something, or if you want it to repeat. Also stop all. Those are the main compounds. You also have the sound, pen, and then variables under data. So a real quick example of how to make your character move across the screen is to start off when the green flag is clicked. I got that under events. And then under motion, you're going to use the go to a specific X and Y, or gliding to a certain coordinate system. So believe it or not, your backdrop, if you go under backdrops and you go to upload from the library, your backdrop is based on an XY coordinate system. So I believe you can find that somewhere down here, the XY grid. So your character starts off at 0, 0, which is the center of your XY coordinate system. Y is vertical, X is left to right. Negative if you go left or down, and positive if you go up or right. So you can switch between backgrounds, but I find it always a good idea to drag that right out there and have that along. So if you bring your character where you want him to start from, under your script, you can tell him to start there. So now I want to have my character move across the way. So if I change where my character is, it automatically recognizes that, which is a really nice feature. So if I want to see what happens, I'll hit the go button, and my character now moves across the screen only when I press the green flag. If I want it to happen more than once, I can use it, a certain number of times or forever. So now it'll continuously glide from going from one coordinate, x, y, and then gliding to another. If you would like it to slow down, just take a longer amount of time to do that. Now it will take 5 seconds to go from this specific area to this specific area. I can also change how my character looks. This particular character has 2 different costumes. So if I switch between the 2 costumes, the cat would look more animated. So I'm going to try to do that by adding another block of code. So if I add the forever, and I change between this costume and a second costume, you would think that that would work, but it doesn't. It's actually running this block of code so quickly that it's unrecognizable. So what we want to do is under control, we're going to have wait 1 second blocks in between the purples. I just know that if I change this to 0.3, it tends to look a lot better. So that's up to your discrepancy. A lot of guessing, checking going on. But now my character is gliding from one to another. It's still running this code, but it's also running this code. I can change my background, so I can import other backgrounds. And perhaps mine is on the playground. So now he's strolling along. I can also see it full scale. So by clicking that, now it will take up the full of my screen. I can also make sure that I want to save it. And I want to name it something. So for this one, I'll just name it, introductory or first animation. And up at the top here, I'll say File, Save Now. Now it's in my stuff. So now if I go and after it saves, I can go up here to the top right, and under my stuff, it will go, and I can find any of my animations there. So if you want to just try to save often and try to make your first animation, you can bring in more characters, and you can animate multiple things at once. You can change backdrops. Really, just have as much fun as you like. Just make sure that you're saving often, and have a great time.